Hi guys, and welcome back to another reading vlog. So I've really been excited to do this. I wanted to wait until I had a few days off of work to kind of dedicate myself to reading these books. I kind of just had this idea that I wanted to read blue books, and I had a couple blue books that fit it. It's just turning 7 p.m. now. I've worked over the weekend, so I've got a couple of days off, and I thought this is the best time for it. So the blue books I wanted to read are The Deep, which is about water, and Mermaids, and I've really been wanting to get back into like mermaid literature and just like a more unique kind of telling of it, and this is by Rivers Solomon. And also another one that I want to read, it's got blue in the title and it's also a blue cover, is The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison. And this was actually the first book that I wanted to read from Toni Morrison, but I didn't get it, and so I read Sula instead, which was last year. And also they are both by black authors, which is awesome because the time that this is going up and the fact that February is tomorrow is perfect, because I think in America February is Black History Month. So I guess this could kind of be a part of the Blackathon that I believe is hosted by Bow Ties and Books. So yeah, I guess this is sort of, you know, it's all falling in place at the right time. So I just wanted to quickly come on here and do a little bit of an intro before I make some dinner and then crack on with my first book. I'm sort of undecided of which one to start with first, whether it's The Deep or The Bluest Eye. I kind of wanted to try and read The Deep in one sitting, but I'm not sure. So I was thinking of starting The Bluest Eye because I'm probably not going to stay up too late tonight because I'm tired, but we don't know what's going to happen. Maybe I can have some coffee, I don't know. I'll quickly give you a bit of a synopsis of both, and then I'll make my dinner and I'll come back and you'll see which book I have chosen to start with. So The Deep seems to be about these kind of mermaids that are descendants of African slaves that were pregnant and got thrown overboard on a ship, which sounds like such an interesting kind of origin story. And we're following a main character called Yetu, who seems to be like this historian. She carries all the memories of her people from, I guess, that painful time of when they were sort of created to the present. And it's quite a weighty job by the seams of things. She carries all those memories so the others don't have to. And I think by the sounds of things it gets too much for her as an individual, carrying all this pain of a people. And so she flees. She tries to break through to the surface and she discovers this whole land world that her people were originally from, you know. It says, discovers a world her people left behind long ago. So yeah, it sounds super cool. And then The Bluest Eye, from what I just want the kind of briefest summary of this, because I kind of just want to be in my feelings and see how I connect with it and what I can get from it. But I believe it's about a little girl who thinks her eyes are ugly. She wants the blue eyes that all her like pretty white friends in class has. And I think by the sounds of things it is about maybe learning to love yourself, to find the beauty within the differences. I'm hoping that's the route it takes. It's about a tragic torn life. It's about the tragic torn lives of a poor black family in post-depression 1940s Ohio. It says The Bluest Eye shows how the past savagely defines the present. So yeah, both of these I imagine are going to be somewhat harder reads, I think, because I think this one might have a lot of discussion on how slaves are treated, perhaps in terms of the memories that the historian carries for her people. And this one obviously seems like it's going to have a lot of self-hatred, perhaps racism, you know, things like that. So yeah, let's see which one I gravitate towards more this evening, which one I'm going to pick up first. I think I am in the mood for a bit more fantasy though, so we shall see. We shall see. So yeah, I'm just gonna make something for dinner now and then I'll sit down and chill out with a book. So I haven't really read that much. I went to check how my video was, you know, rendering and everything like that, and then it was time to schedule it onto YouTube, and I just ended up sitting at my computer waiting for it to be done, and I just started continuing on with my reading journal for February, like writing it all out, setting the pages out and stuff like that. I've nearly finished that book, so I'm hoping I can squeeze everything in there so it doesn't go like across two separate books. But I have started something. I'm now, see if you can get a glimpse of that to guess what I've decided to read. I have Mermaid Ambience I'm about to play. I'm about to choose a video for it, and I have started The Deep. I'm literally like 5 pages in, so I haven't got a hell of a lot to say yet, although our main character is described as having a sensitive nature, and I'm like, already I feel seen. I mean, I'm not the one burdened with like all the memories and all the histories in my mind, so I can't really relate to that, but I am also sensitive in nature. I feel a lot of things a lot of the time. So yeah, that's where I'm at the minute. Honestly, not too much progress right now. I just want to switch off my computer properly, play this ambience, and hopefully get properly invested into the story for like an hour or so, until I feel tired and just want to zonk out and watch some YouTube videos or Netflix. Really no luck in the reading department right now. I decided to have a mess around in my drawers on my desk, and then it couldn't shut. So I was like, I see something stuck, like jammed in the drawer. Let me see if I could get it out. I put a fork in there to try and scoop it out, lost the fork. And I thought, what is going on? So I ended up taking everything out, pulling all these apart and actually getting out the back, and all this stuff, basically all this stuff was stuck behind, all bent up. No wonder why it couldn't shut. So now I'm having a little bit of a desk drawer reorganisation. Quite clearly I am making a mess of things, so yeah, maybe we'll get some more reading done this evening, we'll see. Good night all. So I only managed to get to page 41 of this so far today, hoping to start relatively early tomorrow. We'll see, because I'm tired and I stayed up a bit too late to hopefully plough through the rest of this. The font is smaller than I expected, so yeah, and obviously just getting into the world and that is taking a bit of time for me to learn the history and stuff. So far I'm really enjoying this. It's interesting how Yetu, our main character, deals with having all the memories in her head, feeling everything at once, like how it affects her mentally and physically. I didn't know it would be such a demanding task, and painful, especially when she has to share that knowledge yearly and kind of go through it fresh again with the whole of the like mermaids. What do they call them? They've got a word. Wajinuru, the Wajinuru, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. So yeah, that's an interesting element to it that I'm quite intrigued to see how it goes. The story is really just picking up now. From the back you learn already that she flees away, and we've just gotten to that part now. So it'll be interesting to see how the story unfolds from there. But for now, I will bid you a good night, and I will see you on the morrow.
It's hard for me to let go, but I think that I'm finally feeling good again. So hard cause I loved you, but I'm finally feeling like myself. All of the wounds that were opened by you are now closing. I finally know how to live without hurting myself. I think that I am moving on cause I do feel less broken. I needed a sign, and this is a sign that I'm healing. I'm finally healing from you. I'm finally healing from you.
Afternoon. I'm nearly hitting the 100 page mark, and wow, this is really good. The story has progressed in terms of Yetu kind of finding herself and relearning who she is at her core, rather than being sort of played with overwhelming senses of the past and all these other lives, and not knowing who she is as an individual. And another thing that I'm really enjoying about it is how it sort of discusses if your ancestry defines who you are, and if that pain, as like the black community, that the pain and trauma of all that our ancestors have been through you know, should we have to carry it? Does that define us? Like, there's a lot of conversation on that, and I'm probably not explaining it as best as I have it in my head, but yeah, the way it mirrors real issues, do you know what I mean? But it's done in such a beautiful, fantastical way. Oh yeah, I really like it. Sorry if I've got a cookie in my teeth, not that you can really see, but I have just finished The Deep by Solomon Rivers, and I really enjoyed it. I gave it a 4 stars. They packed so much into this that was so tiny, but there was so much to it. I now understand the bit at the beginning with Clipping and who they are as a musician kind of group and everything, and there's a really interesting bit at the back kind of explaining how this story came to be. I'm now listening to one of the song influences. I was listening to, how do they call it, Drexciya, which was one of the inspirations, which is like a musical group of, like, I guess they had songs about, or like dance music that kind of was inspired by the under the sea. And then from what I can understand, the Clipping music duo has a song called The Deep, which literally at the beginning explains pretty much the plot of this. So I guess that's definitely where Rivers got their inspiration and everything from. Yeah, it was so cool, and I'm even more appreciative now, understanding what all these like components, like all these names underneath here, mean. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. Now I want to read their other book. This was their second book. I think the first one is Something of the Ghosts. It's another beautiful cover though. So right now I think I'm going to listen to the rest of this song, Clipping The Deep. Then I'm going to have a bath, and I'm going to probably either watch some YouTube in the bath or read. I am reading a different book as well that's aside from this vlog. Just it's Something Wicked This Way Comes, which I've just been reading of late. I'm kind of craving that at the minute. So yeah, first book down for this vlog, and I am very happy with how much I enjoyed it. Hey guys, so I haven't checked in at all today. I've just been doing a few bits and bobs. I filmed a video. I've got another video that I want to film. So yeah, I haven't picked up anything, and I haven't read any of The Bluest Eye yet. I think in the back of my head I'm a little bit nervous because I don't want to feel sad. I think this is kind of sad, but yeah, I'm hoping to pick it up after dinner. I was going to edit my reading wrap up, which is one of the videos that I've just filmed, or not just, but earlier today filmed, but I might leave it for tomorrow, which is the day that I want it up. It'll be a bit tight, but I'm not going anywhere, I'm not doing anything else. So I've also got a bit of a headache, and that's kind of why I'm avoiding going on my computer, and maybe why I'm avoiding reading as well. So we'll just see how that goes. If this vlog carries on over the week or whatever, I'll just chip in with thoughts here and there. But for now, I'm going to charge my phone, my camera, have something to eat, and hopefully pick up my book to read, and hopefully film that other video. We'll see. Good evening. I thought I would just catch you up on what I've been doing for the last couple of hours since I last checked in. I actually ended up editing my January wrap-up, so that's scheduling now, all edited, all ready to go for when I want it to go live. But I actually have started The Bluest Eye. I was actually sort of dipping in and out of it whilst I was waiting for like files to transfer onto my computer and things like that, and I'm really not far in it. I'm in like the first chapter. I think there's chapters anyway. Yeah, I'm literally like maybe 9-10 pages, maybe a little bit further, but so far I am intrigued. I'm definitely interested to see where this goes. The very first couple of passages sounded a bit disturbing, but I'm still trying to get myself, like, what's the word, situated in who's telling the story, what's going to happen from there. Also, sorry if you hear any noise in the background, I've just put the washing machine on. So yeah, I've got video edited. I'm watching some reading wrap-ups at the minute, so I'll be dipping in and out sort of between videos, I think, for reading and watching stuff. So that's it for tonight. May not come back on here until tomorrow, but yeah, you guys will see. You'll know sooner than I will. It's 2 AM and apparently I'm not tired, but I'm going to force myself to sleep because, yeah, and I don't really want to lay in bed all day tomorrow. I have been reading this and I am so surprised at how easy I'm falling into it, and it's just so Moorish, which is strange to say. I'm about nearly halfway through now. It seems to be broken up into seasons, so I'm about to start spring, but obviously I'm going to put this to bed. I'm going to put this down and go to bed and continue in the morning, but I knew I should have stopped beforehand, and this is going to be a little bit of a spoiler. Nothing spoilery for the main plot, just something that happens, so skip to proper daytime if you don't want to know. But I knew I should have stopped because there was a horrible scene where I knew something bad was going to happen to this cat, and then it happened. And if you know me, you know I hate reading about things like that or seeing stuff like that in movies and that. It just, oh, I felt so sad and so sick, like it's actually making me, and I know that's going to be not a nice thing to go to bed on, but yeah, it was really just a passing instance, which is sad, to kind of show again the cruelty that's done to this young girl. How do you pronounce the name? Pecola. It's crazy. So yeah, that was quite a depressing and horrible thing to read before bed, but I did want to come on here and say that I am devouring this. I had some music playing on YouTube, and I was just reading, and then I came to bed in the hopes of just settling down, and I still carried on reading, and I could read more, but I really should take myself to bed. So good night, although it is technically morning. Good morning. I will see you hopefully in a couple of hours. It'll probably be afternoon. Yeah, I'm probably just going to sleep in. We'll see. Hello, long time no speak. I'm actually really vibing right now. I've got my 90s Nickelodeon top with my jumper, my 90s Nickelodeon jumper that I wore yesterday. It's a vibe, I love it. Yeah, so I woke up at 9, and then I set another alarm for 10. Woke up at 10, set another alarm for 11, woke up at 11, set another alarm for 12, and nearly did it for 1, but I thought, nah, that's just me being lazy now, if I wasn't being lazy already. So I got up and potted about, did some household stuff, and get this. I have been reading pretty much all day. I am now on page, I was going to give you the chapter, but I realised the chapters aren't like numbered. On page 400, wow, where did those come from? 146. Before I get onto that, I'd really like to say that I've just had my first counselling like on the phone session since November, and oh my god, I'm feeling great at the minute, so that was good. Anyway, The Bluest Eye. Oh my god, I am so much enjoying this. Originally, when I thought it was just going to be mainly about Pecola, and then, well, I don't know why I just thought it was going to be about her, because even on the back it lists the rest of her family, but for some reason I thought it was just going to be about, you know, her as, you know, girlhood and all the struggles and stuff, and then the two friends that are like her neighbours. But it's going into so much history, much like Sula, about like it goes back to the family and, you know, different members of Pecola's family, and talking about their upbringing and stuff like that. And that's one thing that I quite enjoyed about Sula, if I remember correctly. So, but I feel like I like how it's handled here more, like I get it more, and yeah, the writing's so beautiful, and I'm really just enjoying learning the history and kind of seeing how people have turned out. But yeah, so far really enjoying this. I have not got much left to read at all, so hoping to get this done by the rest of the day. I mean, it is 3:30, so yeah, I've got plenty of time. I'm working tomorrow, but I'm on a late shift, so I can stay up a little bit later if need be. That shouldn't matter. So yeah, she was literally just biting the edge of my diary, like her whole mouth extended open. It was quite a scary sight. Of course she's not going to do it now because she knows I'm publicly shaming her, but we know. Like, wasn't me. Good evening. It is just going up to 8, and I have just had the most relaxing bath. I feel so like recentered and relaxed and just ready to zen out, and in that bath I finished The Bluest Eye. I really enjoyed this. This was quite heartbreaking. Quite a lot of devastating things was happening, and the way all the different threads of stories kind of merged together and sort of, I don't know, complemented the bigger picture. It was beautifully done, beautifully spun. yeah, I gave this a 4 stars in the end. I thought it was really good, really good. So yeah, I'm very excited to try more of Toni Morrison. I'm glad that I vlogged this experience as well, because as I mentioned earlier, I think I vlogged when I was reading Sula and it was just a little bit underwhelming. Like, I don't know, I think I just maybe had misinterpretations of what I thought it was going to be. So I'm glad that I've got this to kind of compare, and you know, I know they're different stories and stuff, but just this journey of reading Toni Morrison, because this is only my 2nd book by her. So yeah, I'm glad I documented that. I was gonna wrap this up here now, but I think at some point over the next couple of days I want to pick up another book, and that book also fits in the theme of blue books, which is funnily enough by black authors, and that is All Boys Aren't Blue. I forget the author's name at the minute, but I've just had that approved on NetGalley, and I could have sworn it's already out. Maybe it's already out in America and stuff, but I know I've definitely seen reviews for it. So I've recently just been approved of that, and I have a feeling that I want to read that. I think it's an autobiography written in like poetry, so it'd be very interesting to see how that is. So yeah, I think I might pick that up come the evenings. I'm working 2 late shifts for Thursday and Friday, so I might just pick it up, as I say, in the evenings and then over the weekend. So yeah, I'll check into you when I decide to start that. I was thinking of starting it now, but I kind of just want to watch shows, and I feel like I've been saying throughout like all my recent videos, I want to watch the new season of Sabrina, and I still haven't done that yet. So I think I actually am going to stick on the new season of Sabrina. We'll see. Popping back super quickly just to say I've learnt a new word. I was just about to jot down like my reviewing stuff in my reading journal, and I was just like googling what generally do people class The Bluest Eye as in terms of genre and stuff, and one of them says Bildungsroman, which is a literary genre, and it says, in literary criticism, a Bildungsroman is a literary genre that focuses on the psychological and moral growth of the protagonist from youth to adulthood, in which character change is important. How interesting. I'd never heard that before. So I guess it's literary. I don't know if I have a part for that. I need to add that in. Anyway, just thought I'd come and share that word with you because it's pretty cool. I'd never heard it before. Evening guys, I've literally just stepped through the door from work. Another long day, but I'm home now. It's the weekend. I just wanted to quickly pop in here before I have my bath and that to let you know that I started All Boys Aren't Blue last night. I think I got to like 54ish pages, so that's probably going to be my focus over the weekend generally. It's not in poetry, I don't know why I thought that, but so far I'm enjoying it. If I remember, I'll tell you a bit more about that when I actually sit down to do a proper update. But in the bath today, I am going to finish off reading Something Wicked This Way Comes, which isn't a part of this vlog, but just so you know what I'm up to, I literally had 1 page that I needed to finish for my lunch break, but my break finished and I thought I'm not going to take it in if I quickly skim it, so I'm just going to wait till I get home. And then there's like the afterword part that I want to write and read and then write my review properly. So that's what I'm going to do for the rest of the evening, and then maybe watch some Vikings, have some Caribbean food. There's something clicking down here that is really annoying me. I don't know what it is. It might be the heating. Yeah, that is the plan. Hey guys, I'm on page 123 of All Boys Aren't Blue, and I just wanted to check in quickly to say how much I'm really enjoying this. There's a lot of inspiration in it. We're just going through George's life, how everything kind of built up to this activism career, lifestyle, and it's just very inspiring and very entertaining to read as well. Like, there is definitely a lot of traumatizing memories and moments from childhood, but also quite a lot of funny anecdotes of stories of just childhood, growing up, things like that. So yeah, I am really enjoying this, and it's much quicker reading than I expected. Not that you can fully see the effect, but it is snowing. Honestly, it looks like much more snow than what is appearing on camera. It's like looking really just like rain, but it's snowing. Oh, there you can see a bit of frost and a bit of settled snow. Ooh, not looking forward to going to work this week if it's like this, but it's nice from indoors.
come off hardy. I'm just an imperfect person in this imperfect world, but I'm learning my way under this maze that I'm running through. Now when I think of you, I'm fine. See a picture of you, you leave me alive. And now when I think of you, I'm fine. And all of the wounds that were opened by you are now closing. I finally know how to live without hurting myself. I think that I am moving on, cause I do feel less broken.
Evening guys, it is nearly 5:20 and I have just finished All Boys Aren't Blue by George M. Johnson. I realise I don't think I gave you a synopsis, so I'm going to be quick, then give you my review and yeah, end this vlog. So, it says here, this powerful YA memoir manifesto follows journalist and, sorry my screen went dark, and LGBTQ plus activist George M. Johnson as they explore their childhood, adolescence and college years, growing up under the duality of being black and queer. From memories of getting their teeth kicked out by bullies at age 5 to their loving relationships with their grandmother to their first sexual experience, the stories wrestle with triumph and tragedy and cover topics such as gender identity, toxic masculinity, brotherhood, family, inequality, consent and black joy. This was beautiful. I also looked up George's preferred pronouns, and the more recent one that I seen was somewhere, I think it was July 2020, George goes by they, them pronouns, so that is how I've been referring to them, you know, as you would. So yeah, this was fantastic. It's also it's interesting having this sort of memoir as a YA, because there is a lot of stuff in there that is quite graphic and you'd expect a lot of people to be quite shocked by, but it's a lot of stuff that I think needs to be taught, needs to, even if you're not under the LGBT plus umbrella, I think to just give you an understanding and empathy and to realise everyone's human, you know. We all bleed red, you know, we're all people. I think it's an amazing book. Yeah, so this was fantastic. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I just resonated so much, quite a lot, like especially when George was talking about their nanny, and yeah, it was just amazing. And as well when they were growing up in like college and learning more about their sexuality in a more less kind of, I don't know, I would say less repressed way or suppressed way, but they even still struggled to come out at that time. But just generally seeing them grow into the person they are today, it was just fantastic and very inspiring and full of hope, but also full of like truth and trauma and, you know, real life situations. So I thought it was fantastic, and I thought that George, even though they did explain, you know, there is a lot of toxicity and some people don't have safe homes to come out and live their true lives, but it was still nice to see that they had such a supportive family growing up, and just reading about their family upbringing generally was so beautiful. So that is it for this video. I'm so glad that I managed to read 3 books. Again, perfect time for Black History Month, reading a lot of black authors with blue as like the main theme, from some queer authors as well, which is nice. I thought it was a stellar reading month so far. Literally I'm only on day 7 of February, so far so good. Let's hope we have this energy throughout the rest of it. And yeah, let me know what you've been reading. Let me know if you've read any of these books that I've been speaking about throughout the couple of days that I've been vlogging, and thank you for joining me again. I'll speak to you in another video soon. Bye.